Good morning, folks. Like I always say, any day above ground is a beautiful day. Give thanks and praises to the Creator, whoever you might conceive the Creator to be. Now, we in February, coming to the end of it, but today I want to speak on a couple of topics. First, I want to speak on that man that want to take off that guy's penis and making him to a girl. I think we all are jumping on that bandwagon, but what shall I say? Like, at that age, that kid don't know exactly if he's going to be a guy or a girl. So you cannot really make a decision on that guy's life. Reason being, when we were growing up, we had some girls called tomboys, and they would climb trees, run, roller, skate, play cowboy and crooks, and we call them tomboys. And we figured it would be what we call now lesbians. But they grew up to have family, married, and have children. But at that age, we thought they were tomboys, and we would call them tomboys because they always want to play with the boys. They didn't want to play with no girl at all. They just want to hang out with the boys. And they grow up to be a reputable family, having kids and married. So for that kid that they want to do that stuff to at that age, that is totally wrong because the kid don't know exactly what sex he want to be. And if he want to be gay, let him be gay. Let him have the choice of doing what he want to do when he reach a certain age to do that. But for parents to make a decision for children at that age, that is totally wrong. Totally wrong. Like for me, and like guys know that dressing, like people say there's nothing new under the sun. Frankly speaking, there really is nothing really new under the sun. And I can talk on a different kind of topics right here. Um, when we were growing up, I used to wear jumpsuits. All in one with a zip in the middle and a pouch. I'm a straight man. But back then, I had about 3 or 4 jumpsuits. So the guys know that I wearing those tight suits and pouches. All respect to them. They might be whatever they want to be. But for us growing up, we had a tailor called Rupert. And he would make us, like I said before, jumpsuits, so all in one. One zip in the middle, all in one suit. We got a pouch, the bags, everything. We had no heels. For me and my other buddies, we used to have our hair straightened. And at night, when we come from parties, we have to sit in the bed, put rollers in our hair to have our hair nice and fresh for the next day. We weren't gay. There was nothing gay. That was just a style back then. So back then, we dressed, like I said before, in jumpsuits, have our hair in rollers at night when we come from partying. I personally used to sit in the bed, part my hair, and put after one and one roller in my hair. And my hair is all the way down to here. No BS. We weren't gay. That's just a style. But now in this time, you see, back then too, all the food was what they would call now organic. There was no chemical food. There was no chemicals in the food. But now in these times now, you have all sorts of hormones in all the pigs, the sheep, the goats, the cows, all in the food. So what I'm thinking is that all those hormones that is going in these animals is making these kids males and females. They're switching the sexes. That's why we have a lot of young boys being homosexual, a lot of young girls being lesbian because it's all the hormones that is going to all of those fast food places that is switching the sexes. And the scientists in China came to that conclusion when he realized that a lot of the fish in Florida was changing their sexes from male to female. You're like, what the hell? You're like, damn, these fishes are changing the sexes. So he realized all the chemicals when you urinate and flush it, all the chemicals that you are taking, all the medicine and the pills that you're taking and flushing that down the toilets is going into the storage system, going into the ocean and turning all the fish into male female. Same goes for the children. You're putting all those chemicals and hormones in those animals, and then they're getting at the fast food places, and the kids are switching the sexes. But that have nothing to do with the guy that is 13 years old that they're trying to switch. No, let the kid make his mind up for himself. And like I said before, back in our times, we all dressed up, all jumpsuits. fitting nice and tight. But we were all in style. That was the style back then. So, like I said, in these times, everything is different than before. Everything is much different now than before because, like I said, back then we had all natural food, so we didn't have no chemicals to switch our hormones and make us feeling feminine or acting feminine. Yeah, we got a few funny guys. You always get them, but it wasn't as prominent as it is. I'm seeing now in these times. I mean, it's like every other person is either feminine or frigging down to the low. So now you have to be really careful when you go to a party or hanging with friends to watch your drink. Because you don't know who might spike your drink. And then you realize you end up someplace you're not supposed to be. And then the rest is history. So, and then again, here too, a lot of things going on. You got these young kids, like I said before in the previous video, having children. And they have, there's nothing new under the sun, repeating myself. Back then, we had young kids having children, but grandparents was 80 and 85 years old. That's a big difference. So when they had young kids, the grandparents would actually take over the kid. So you can go and hang out. Now you have young children having kids, but grandparents now is what, 35. Great grandmother is what, 45. So you got the daughter, the grandmother, and the great grandmother going out to the clubs hanging out. So the great grandmother can say to you, listen, I ain't keeping no kid. I gotta get a dress to hang out tonight. So you gotta got somebody to keep that kid. I ain't doing that. So you got the grandmother, the great grandmother, and the daughter all hanging out partying. That's why it is what it is. Like I said before, back then, when young people had children, grandparents was 80, 85, so they can take care of children. Now, like I said before, young children are just good for child bearing, not child raising. You're really an adult when you get 70, 75 years old because 35 you're still learning. 40 you're still learning. So you might think you might be a grandparent as a name, but actually to take care of a kid, you were still learning at that age. Because back then, like they always say, give it to the older person to take care of because these young kids don't know how to take care of children. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is that there's nothing new under the sun. But back then, like I said before, and I say again, the older people was the one for taking care of the children. And they had the experience and the knowledge and the wisdom how to take care of a kid. These young kids now don't know that. They would take a cold bottle from the fridge and frig it in the baby's mouth. No, they have to warm the milk up because they don't know. And they don't have no person to teach them. So when you got kids that you think is feminine and you want to think for them, it is not good. Leave the kid alone. Let the kid figure exactly what he wants to be when he reaches a certain age, and then let him decide for himself. For me, I will say the whole system is effed up. The whole system is just effed up. The whole system is just effed up. And eventually it has to come to an end because it's going so fast and spinning so fast that eventually it's going to have to collapse. And I would be around to see it collapsing because it has to come to an end because what is actually happening on earth, ridiculous. There's no love no more. There's no compassion. There's no harmony. There's no respect. There's no appreciation. There's no gratitude. Every person think they're supposed to have what they're supposed to have when they're supposed to have it without any gratifications of trying to get it any way possible. So all I'm saying to folks, listen, from here on in, try to be loving and as kind, as considerate, and as giving, and as humble as possible. Because we, the older generation, have to work on trying to make a change for this new generation. Because they need guidance. They need guidance. And if you see something that's going wrong, step in. Don't wait till it happens and say, I should have done it. If you see a kid doing something wrong, step in. If you have any children around your area and they see them doing something out of the ordinary, say something. Don't let it slide, because we are the ones that have to put them in the right perspective. On that note, folks, I will say have a wonderful day. Give thanks and praises to whoever you might think you're created to be. Send, receive, spread. That's love at all times. Until then, folks, like I always say, peace out. One love.